Alright, so let's start today's analysis or anything. So overall, we can see the bearish are heavy. We have this breakout structure, price is heavily moving bearish, I would say, toward this area or anything like that. Now, let's take a look at the lower time frame as H4, which is also moving heavily bearish. We do have also bearish areas like this fairly gap, and then also we do have this low. Now I'm thinking, should I mark this one as a swing low or should I mark this whole zone? But anyways, it is what it is. And then comes the H1, which is also looking great, I would say. 7 minutes left for the session. This is the order block we have, which is a recent one. If this one get closed, then we would also have a bearish parallel gap, but it is looking pretty good, I would say. Other than that, M15 is also moving. Yeah, it was. It is moving. H1 is holding up with both M15 and M5. Sorry, M15 and H1 himself. Now the thing I want to see is a move toward upside and then shift of the structure. Then I would like to move bearish from there on. If I don't get that, I would like to see a just a little bit of move upside and then a huge engulfing candle so that I can execute in M1 confirmation. And then comes the third one, and that is if price close above, then I wouldn't be interested in this one unless price shift the structure strongly, and then I can execute from there on. So that's the whole plan for today, and let's see how today turn out. Today is 19th of July and it is Sunday. Then it's obvious that Friday night I didn't record this video, and yeah, after one day I'm opening this chart because yesterday I went to watch the Odyssey. It was a great movie. But what was not great is this trade. So as we have mentioned, I mean as I have mentioned how I would like to execute in this one in short at this NQ, if I get this engulfing candle, and which obviously happened that we do have these area, and from there on we have this manipulation and price ended up creating this beautiful engulfing candle bearish. That's supposed to mean I should have executed on there, but that's not the really case. In lower time frame, I really want to see a confirmation. You can say just a pullback and just a retest of the area. And this is the wait, let me show you. So this low is coming from H4 low, which is a swing low, obviously. That usually means there is a resting liquidity over there, which was at the time my target area. And then let's move into M1 to understand what happened actually is. So that candle closed around this area and price has been moving from there on bearish without creating any pullback, I mean a candle pullback and then candle retest. It just kept moving bearish. We had this bearish probability gap, price went there, respect that bearish probability gap, create a single thing candle, and I execute on there while putting my SL above the order block, or let's say the recent pullback. Now everything was perfect on this trade except one thing, and that is the swing low. Obviously there is a resting liquidity, which means there is a possibility for price to have a pullback once it reach the area. And yep, you guessed right. I've executed on there out of pattern. You can say when everything was right, I just wanted to fight with the market instead of understanding what was in stake. I mean, it was very clear that there is a very low probability that price will move without creating a big pullback. I mean, I were expecting then like this something to have happened like this, but price did what it has to be done. It moves all the way toward upside. This was the H4 order block, and from there on we have this market structure shift again. And when I got that one, and when I got the single finger lie execute again, while putting my SL above these order blocks, but then I saw there ain't have enough drive for price to move. It's been ranging for some time. So I exit on there. I could have exited in a good price, but it's still. I told myself it is what it is. I've already took a loss, and taking this one would have been fighting with the market. So I've avoided that, and yeah, that's how it went Friday. And on the side note, there was another date, another position I had taken, which was in gold. And to be honest, I would say it was a very perfect. I would like to describe it as starting from M15. So this is the M15 chart. We have the bearish H4 order block, or let's say fairly gap it was, and price create this sort of. By the way, we can clearly see that there was another order block. So price reached there, failed to move above for once, then price create these order block, and then failed to move above twice. So that usually means that sellers are stepping in. When this one happened, I execute while putting my SL above, and my TP goes back to the area of higher time frame. At first, I thought this one is going to be a loss, but when price create the middle candle, which is a big one, bearish big one, I was thinking I became greedy and removed my TP from where it was to far below the level. I was thinking that if this one happened, then it is very much likely for price to reach bearish. And yes, as you can see, it just moved above. My SL was at break even. I got out in break even on this one. So all I have to say is that everything is great except my management. My management is at the worst possible area right now. Just because I am failing to manage myself outside of the market.